Alrighty. For those of you that do not have a book, write down these three formulas. Now, these are some hard formulas. I don't know if y'all might want to get the calculators out because it's real rough math. I was being facetious. All right. What have I told you? What have I told you are the two most important numbers in probability and statistics? The mean and the what? And there they are right there for binomial distribution. Sorry. Now again, the variance is there, but I really don't care about the variance. I really care about the standard deviation. Now please remember that in 5.3 we were finding just the probability of an event happening. Now we're taking the information given, the probabilities given, and we're finding the mean and the standard deviation of that event. NP, NPQ, and the square root of NPQ. It's not rocket science. Okay? Now, let me remind you. I just thought this is the only computer that doesn't have the calibration on it. The only one. All the different classrooms they use. You got stuck with it. And it won't let me calibrate. Oh well. So, remember in Unit 1, and I told y'all this the other day. In Unit 1, we learned how to find the standard deviation and mean of a data set and a what? Frequency distribution. All right, we learned how to find the mean and the standard deviation of test scores. We learned how to find the mean and the standard deviation of a frequency distribution. And in Chapter 5, we learned how to find the mean and standard deviation. We're learning how to find the mean and the standard deviation of a binomial distribution. Just like we learned how to find the mean and standard deviation of a frequency distribution in Unit 1. So, what do we do with this? Well, we just plug and what? Plug and chug. And what is N? N is the number of people in the population, or number of items in the population. What is P? The probability. Probability can be given as a fraction, it can be given as a percentage, or it can be given as a what? Percent. Any three of those. Well, what is Q? The complement of P.
What's the difference in percentage and percent?
I'm sorry, I said it twice. Percentage, a ratio, or decimal. Thank you. All right? Now, what do you think these two guys are?
The range rule of thumb.
No, it's what you've been learning since the beginning. What have I told you to do with the standard deviation every time we get it? 2 to the right and 2 to the what? Left. And you have your normal frequency distribution, or your normal distribution. I'm sorry. In other words, between two standard deviations is what? Normal. What's outside of two standard deviations? It's not even supposed to go boom, and then when I plug it back in, it's supposed to go boom. Not doing it. Somebody The speaker Nazis probably came in. Yep, turn the speakers off. Yeah, we got speaker Nazis. We got teachers that take the knobs off the speakers and they turn it on mute right here, and they turn these down and they take the little knob off.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know why they do half the things they do. See, it's supposed to go ba-doom, ba-doom, and then I should be able to use the pen. No, it's not. And this one is the only one that's still doing this. There it goes.
What other classrooms do you teach?
Teaching 5 other classrooms, just all around. Nope, it's dead. This is your standard deviation, 2 to the right and 2 to the left. Now somebody notice, what are the parameters here? Are they x bar and s, or are they mu and sigma? What does that mean? That means it's population. Doesn't really matter if they give, most of the questions they're going to be giving you are going to be based on population numbers. Okay? This is not a very hard test. The only difficult part of this test is the first section. That's the most complicated math. So everybody should make, well, forget it. Everybody won't, but. All right, let's look at example 1. And it's real difficult. It's real hard. We have n is equal to 12, which is the sample size. We have p is equal to 0.95. There you go. Plug and chug. So what is my mean? My mean is 12 times what? 0.95. And punch that in your calculator. You get 11.4. So that's your mean. And what is your standard deviation? Well, your standard deviation is 11.4 times 0.05. And that's 10% of 11.4, which is 1.14. And then half of 1.14 is what? 0.57? Or 0.75? No, 0.57. And then you take the square root of 0.57 and you get 0.7. Now what does those two numbers give you? It gives you your normal distribution. I don't know why this thing is acting like this. I'm just having to do the best I can, y'all. Sorry. My mean is, I'm going to put 11 because I don't want to have to do the decimals in my head. I can't do decimals in my head. I'm not Rain Man, so. And 11 plus 0.8, or 11 plus 1, 0.8 is close to 1. This is 12, and this is 13. Now, everybody in here should know what I'm talking about. All right? If you're going, how did you get 12 and 13? Then you've been missing the train for the last 2 units. Because I have been putting the normal distribution and the mean and the 2 standard deviations to the left and 2 standard deviations to the right. I've been doing that since we found the mean and standard deviation. And that's been since chapter 3. Okay? So I'm not going to entertain questions on where I got the 12 and 13. Now really it's supposed to be what? 12.2 should be this one. And 12.2 plus 0.8 is what? 0.8 be 13. Yeah. And then this side, I'm not doing the decimals because I don't want to do it in my head. 11 minus 1 is what? 9? Or 10? I can't count. And 10 minus 1 is 9. So, anything between 9 and 13 is considered normal in this binomial distribution. Now remember, you're not doing a frequency distribution or a data table. You're doing a mean and standard deviation. You're finding the normal distribution of your data set or your whatever that's in that gave you this normal distribution. So I guess the best way to do this, and I'm not going to write over here, so you just have to get it. I don't have a... And the marker police took the markers again. So anyway, I was going to write it on here, but I'll do the best I can. In chapter 3, you learned how to do binomial distribution. A normal, not a data set. Let's say a data set. Let's say the number of babies that are male and female. Let's say on a ward of a what do you call it? Pediatric ward, whatever, pediatric floor. Let's say in a week, 2 weeks' time, there were 15 male babies born, and female is 20. All right? What is the binomial distribution of this data set? Well, how many are male? What's the probability of being a male?
3/4.
15 over what? 35, thank you. You're a loser, be quiet. You live in a ditch. And what is the female data set? 20 over 35. So here we are doing chapter 4 material, right here. Here you could say this is chapter 3. You're given a data set, or you obtain a data set by finding out how many males there are and how many females there are. So really you haven't done it. You could take 15 plus 20 and you could get the average. That wouldn't work because it's only divided by 2. But that's all the statistics you learned right there. And then chapter 4 right here. Chapter 5, you could say, remember here's the binomial distribution here, and you're given the event is X, and the event of girls or boys or whatever, and the probability, you would take these two probabilities. So 15, you could put the probability of 15 happening, but that wouldn't be a binomial distribution because there's only 35 events happening. So it wouldn't be able to be applicable here. But the whole point is you could take this data right here, and you could say this probability, somebody do 15 over 35, what'd you get? Say again? 0.4. We'll say 0.4. Okay, 0.43. We'll do 0.43. And then here is 0.57. Okay, now you can take this data right here, and you could say 35 is N, and 0.43 is P, and you could find the mean and standard deviation. So 0.43 times 35 is what? .43 times 35. What is that?
15.5.
Okay, put 15 right here. And then what's the standard deviation? We'll multiply that by 0.57 and take the square root of it.
8.6.
Raise it to the 0.5 power.
4.3.
4.3, so that's 19. And 4.19 and what, 23? And then 15 minus 4 is 11. And 11 minus 4 is what? So that floor, now the floor has taken just that 15 over 35 and found the mean for that data set. And now that floor can say, in the next 2 weeks, we could probably bet between 15 and 19 or 11 and 19 being born. And they can have supplies for, or if I'm just taking it to the extreme. But when you're ordering supplies for the floor, you need to know what has been through the floor in the past. So now, what's the probability? Is it normal or usual for 20 babies to be born in 2 weeks? Is that normal or is that unusual? I'm asking. Normal. Why? It's within 2 standard deviations. What about, is it normal for 5 babies to be born in 2 weeks? 5 males? No. Is it normal for 25 males to be born? No. And that's how you use the standard deviation and the mean. You need to be able to get it no matter what data you're given, whether it's a data set, a frequency distribution, a binomial distribution, or just a set of numbers. Yes, ma'am, you had a question. Oh, that's great. Y'all set me up. What did you get for n times p? All right, what's 15 over 35? Okay. Huh? What'd you get for standard deviation? Okay, well, let me check it. Mr. Massey, you led me astray. I'm not going to ask you no more questions, okay? Just don't even go there.
You led me astray.
Huh? I led you astray. I don't even have a calculator.
You tell me what to plug in.
Okay, it's my fault. You're learning. It's because all of them do is blame it on Bush.
Yeah. He pretty much made the world what it is.
Yeah, he did. Even though he wasn't president for the first 46 presidents, but it doesn't matter. It's still somebody's fault. It's got to be his. All right, 0.43 times Q, or NPQ, so that's N will be 35. All right, that's our average. And then take that, multiply that times 0.57. That's NPQ, that's 8.55. Raise that to the 0.5 power. You're a loser. You told me 4.
That's what I did. That's what I plugged in.
Okay, well, don't worry about it. No big deal. You're still going to fail. All right, so we'll say 3. So,
That's on me. I bet.
yeah. We'll say 3. So that'd be 18 and what? 21. And 13 and what? Or 12 and 9. Okay, so anything below 9 and anything above 21, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate your loyalty and, not setting me up. Mr. Massey, you're a
I'll just
disappointment.
learn not to listen
You're a disappointment.
I'm not going to listen.
I'm going to call Hannah and tell them that you're going to quit school.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay? All right, so let's try nerding. Now, these things are really difficult, so y'all might need to pull in a tutor to help you, okay?
Poor calculator.
Yeah, they're not difficult at all. But I'll see if there's some way I can fix it to where you can't do them, because, my responsibility is to discourage you and fail you as much as possible.
You're doing pretty
So,
well.
good. Let's do one in your homework. Oh my God, I can't believe I just did that. This is just par for the course.
Dude, it's going great.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it.
Y'all do realize that this is the last section that we go over in Chapter 5. Y'all do realize that, right? So I don't want y'all to act all stupid when y'all come in next time and we've got a test up. Okay? I don't want y'all acting all stupid and acting like y'all don't know what the world's going on, because that really irritates me. Okay? That means nobody needs to say anything right now.
Are you saying they're going to be done on Thursday?
What?
Probably.
I mean, you said that if we come in next class and there's a test up, wouldn't that mean that our homework will be due on Thursday?
Yeah.
So it's going to be due on Thursday.
Yeah.
Wait, is this official?
Like I said, don't act surprised. I just said at the beginning of class, y'all all look through the syllabus. What did the syllabus say? 5.2, 5.3, and 5 point what? 4. What are we supposed to have at the end of 5.4? A birthday party?
Yeah.
Yeah, celebration. All right.
Somehow we're back on track.
T.
We literally started like a month or a week.
Golly. You know, students worry about that. Who's the one that needs to worry about that?
You.
Okay. And who knows what we go through fast and what we go through slow?
Not you.
Exactly. I don't know nothing. Yes, ma'am. What was your question or concern? You know better than to ask me stuff like that. I have no idea. You have to look at the academic calendar.
He can't show up on time. You know him.
You know, that's right. I can't even show up on time. Y'all asking me if we have class? Y'all have to look at that. Y'all remember me showing y'all the academic calendar? There was a reason for me showing y'all that. So y'all can tell me when we have class or not. I don't. You have to go to the academic calendar.
No.
I do good to remember to get my son in the afternoon. All right?
Yeah, me too. It's hard to get him.
Yeah. All right, 5.4 and homework.
Sometimes you just gotta leave it once in a while.
Yeah, that's, you got to let DSS know that, they have a job.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't.
Oh my gosh, look at this. This is hard. It says, a candy company claims that 21% of its plain candies are orange, and a sample of 200 candies is randomly selected. Find the mean and standard deviation. Now, I will be glad to help you with this problem if you need it. So what is N? I mean, that's real tough. What is N? 200. And the reason you know that is because it's the big number, and I've always told you that the big number is going to be N, and the probability is going to be in what kind of state? Percent, decimals, or over ratio. And that's 0.21. And of course, if you needed Q, which you do, it is 0.71. Now, 10% of 200 is what? Okay, thank you. Thank you for not looking at your calculator for that. And I wonder why people can't make change. Everybody in here should have said 20, like the split second after 20. I said was 10%. Be quiet. So what's 20%? 40. All right. What's 1% of 20? Well, if 10% is 20, I meant 20. I'm sorry. It's 2. All right. So I would be willing to bet you that N times P is 42.
You want that?
Yeah. It's a miracle. So 42 is our what? Did anybody go to the calendar and check to see when we have class?
Yeah, we don't have class Monday and Tuesday.
Okay, why not?
Because it's fall break.
Oh, good. Okay, please say that out loud. We don't have class when? Monday or Tuesday. So y'all got 2 extra days to work on the test.
Thursday.
You got 2 full days to work on the test. All right, what is sigma? Well, N, let's see, mu is, N times P is 42. So we got to multiply 42 times 80%. Now I'm just doing it in my head just so I could check the calculator. So 10% of 4.42 is what? 4.2, Hubert. Well, what's 4.2 times 8? 32 plus 1, 30, what is that? 33.6 or something? Okay, so you know that MPQ is around 33.6, and what's the square root of 30? What's the square root of 36? Let's just go with 36. 6. So I say the answer is probably around 5.8.
Yeah.
What does it come out to be? It's a miracle. What's the 6 cent for?
It's a foolishness.
That's the look you get.
What's
the 6 cent for?
That's the look you make.
No. Shouldn't have your butt at the dadgum. If you can't make change, you shouldn't be running a freaking cash register.
That's right.
What'd I say? What'd y'all say? 5 point what? 7?
3-2.
5 point what? 8 what? Oh, 1 decimal place.
Out of way.
Now, I'm sorry. I'm gonna give y'all 5 or 6 of these on the test. 75% of you will get them all right. Some of you won't. Because you know why that is?
We're stupid.
No, you're not stupid. I call you stupid when you are stupid, but you're not stupid. What it is one time I had a pop quiz about interest, and I gave it to a basic math class. No, it was a pre-algebra class. And I had a couple of silent calculator drill team members in that class, you know, that can do synchronized stuff with their calculators because they spin it on their finger and take it to the bathroom with them and give it a name. And you know the type I'm talking about, the kind that can't make change. Well, anyway, I put a question on there just to see if they had some common sense. And it was, you put $5,000 in a savings account for 5 years, and the interest is 3%. The question was, you will have blank at the end of 5 years. You will have, and you were supposed to put more or less than 5,000 in 5 years.
Oh, and they put all the calculations.
They put whatever the calculator spit out. They could not. There was about 5 or 6 students in there that could not discern that they were supposed to put a word in the problem versus a number. And the calculator drill teams, they put the number down. They put the number. You will have 5,627 than 5,000 in 5 years. That's what they put. Those 5 people, those are the people that I'm talking about. Y'all can't go to the bathroom without your calculator. If you're like that, or if you can't make change, one, you don't raise your hand and say, Hubert, you're talking about me. That's one thing you don't do, because you don't advertise that you can't make change. What do? Do you risk the case of being caught by somebody, a smart aleck like me? Or do you try and learn? You try and learn. And the way to try to learn is put the calculator down every once in a while and try to figure out something how. Mentally. It's called exercising the brain. And some of y'all are ignoring me, and that's fine. But don't cry when you can't make change. And I'm serious. This problem right here, you could actually do this problem in your head. I'm not telling you to do it in your head. That's not what I'm doing. Some of y'all, it goes right over your head. I'm trying to tell you, every once in a while, put the calculator to the side and see if you can figure out an answer in your head. It helps your brain tremendously. Okay, I'll shut up now. I figured I had to get on the soapbox this morning. Get the guy at Lowe's that I asked for a 50/100 wrench, and he stayed gone for 15 minutes. Idiot.
You asked for what?
A 50/100 wrench. Sometimes I go in and ask for 6/12 inch wrench. See if they'll go look for it. And I've had 2 people go look for one. And I just leave. All right. That's too long. I'm not going to give you one like that. Okay, here we go. Back to the roulette table. Some of y'all have flashbacks and skip this problem just because it says roulette table. Huh? You're a failure. Is that the when was the final exam, or is that my phone number? And
Oh no, I get
you get those.
first.
I've already had about 3 people miss those.
Do the first ones I go through and answer. I make sure I get them out the way.
You make sure you make your 36, don't you? All right.
Gotta make 36.
Had a couple people come close with 42. How can you make a 42 on my test when I give you 36? Am I that terrible of a teacher?
Did they just not answer the rest of the questions?
They answered them wrong.
I was about to ask you something.
No, you're supposed to be doing a problem.
No, I have a question.
What? Now this one, I would highly suggest you use a calculator, but unless you're Rain Man, you don't know what the decimal value of 1/38 is. Now, you could multiply 7 times 38 and get 7 38ths. That you could do that. But they're asking you to round to decimal place, so yes, you would use a calculator for this. What's your question? Okay, well, your concentration level that low, I don't know. I don't know if you're going to be able to make it.
Might as well just leave now.
Well, it's not your fault. Bush drove your family.
Certainly not Reagan.
No, Reagan was.
Reagan's the best president that's ever been.
Oh yeah, he's the best president probably.
That ever will be.
He was a good. Well, he did the same thing Clinton did. He worked with the Senate and he worked with Congress. He worked with Congress. You cannot be a president and not work with Congress. Bill Clinton did that. He had a Republican House and a Republican Senate, and he worked with them. Ronald Reagan did the same thing. If you work with people, you can get things done. If you're an arrogant, asinine piece of crap, and you don't work with other people, you don't get anything done.
It's a shame. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna run for president.
Go for it.
Will you sponsor my
No.
old Tri-County Technical College?
No.
McClure Farms?
I'm going to vote for, what? I'm going to vote for Donald Duck. Because Donald Duck did vote in the last election as well as Mickey Mouse in Chicago.
They really did.
They did. All right. So what is 7 38ths? Somebody take your calculator and divide 7 by 38. What do you get? Give me one decimal place. I'm sorry, what? 0.18. So that's 0.2. See, y'all can't do that right. Just forget it. 7 times 1 divided by 38. 0.18. Well, it says round to the 1 decimal place.
Yeah, why are you putting 7?
I thought. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
You let the whole team.
38. I let the whole team down. It's 38. Let's see. Okay, I thought there was 7 slots. I'm sorry. There's 7. It bet on the number 7. That means it has a 1 in 38 probability. All right. What is n? Huh? Okay, I'm looking for, where is you getting the 210?
It's written out.
I don't see it.
It's the very letter A.
Okay. Oh, there it is, 210 times. I'm sorry. So that'd be I didn't even see that. So that'd be 210 times 138. My bad. So second function, entry, and go insert 210 and delete and enter. I get 5.5. Is that what y'all got? 5.5. And check answer. And now you got a decimal. What is, let's see, n times p, that you said that was 5.5? Well, I don't know what let's see, that would be 37/38 would be your complement. So what does that come out to be? What's 37 over 38? What's that decimal? Huh? Point what? And multiply that times 5.5 and raise it to the 0.5 power. What do you get? How much? 2.3. And that should be your, good job. So it's not like this is very difficult mathematics. All right? Now, we are at the end of chapter 5. We have one class after we have covered that. So that means when y'all come back Thursday, what will we do? Review the test, and I will tell you that you should have your homework done because chances are that test will be posted Thursday. So that means that Thursday at midnight, the homework will what? God, everybody knows that. I must have went over it. All right. No, I can't do everybody because I have to go down the list. So just give me a minute. Oh, well, just go. I'll just do everybody. Just go. I don't want everybody coming in here acting like